What's up, folks? In today's episode, we're packed and stacked with a lot of brand new insight about G.I. Joe Classified. When are water-based vehicles coming to Classified? How are vehicles chosen? How did we learn new information about an upcoming G.I. Joe Classified exclusive? Are more Tiger Force and Python Patrol figures on the way? What other versions of the Cobra Snake Armor has the Hasbro team considered making? And what new figures can we expect the rest of this year? We've got answers on all of that and a lot more. Watch until the end. You'll want to hear all of the updates and insight from the G.I. Joe Classified team. First up, let's start with new updates from the Hasbro team. In terms of why there haven't been any water-based vehicles in G.I. Joe Classified, Lenny from the Hasbro team said they just haven't gotten to them yet. He said there are a lot of cool-looking water-based vehicles such as the Water Moccasin, the Cobra Night Landing, the Devilfish, and Cobra Piranha. Meanwhile, Tony said his favorite water-based vehicles as a kid were the Barracuda and the Whale. In terms of making the Whale for a Haslab project, Lenny was skeptical about the size and wasn't sure if it would be too big for them to make. And it's worth noting, Lenny specified there are no plans for it. You might recall that a couple months ago, someone spread rumors about the G.I. Joe Haslab, claiming to have inside sources at Hasbro, claiming there won't be a G.I. Joe Haslab in 2025, and also claiming that according to these inside sources at Hasbro, the next G.I. Joe Haslab will be the Whale. We told you then that those rumors were baseless, and we supported that with both proof and quotes from the Hasbro team, and Lenny's most recent comments have now confirmed that the Whale is not happening, as if there was ever any question about that. The Whale has never been part of Hasbro's plans so far. And just like that, the fake G.I. Joe Haslab rumors continue to fall apart one detail at a time. Meanwhile, if we take a trip back in time, we broke the news on the Cobra Rattler over a year before Hasbro made it official. And it wasn't just baseless speculation like the rumors from earlier this year have already proven to be, because we had actual proof to back up our position. And sure enough, our research checked out because the Cobra Rattler was the next G.I. Joe Haslab project. We've already made our prediction for the 2025 G.I. Joe Haslab, and as you're likely already aware, it's not the Whale. Again, the G.I. Joe team has confirmed that the G.I. Joe Whale is not currently in their plans, it hasn't been so far, and if that wasn't enough, they also made sure to go out of their way to say that they're not even sure if the size will ever make enough sense for them to actually make it. When people have a track record of being wrong time after time after time, even though they claim they were right, it's time to take notice. The Haslab rumors from earlier this year should be completely ignored, and that's not just my opinion. The G.I. Joe team at Hasbro has already made this very clear, time after time. Next, Lenny and Tony said that they've discussed different colorways for future iterations of the Cobra Snake Armor. Lenny said that they've discussed doing an all-black or all-blue version of the Cobra Snake Armor, but that the black one is his personal favorite. Let's quickly turn this over to you. Do you have a preferred version of the Cobra Snake Armor? The classic version has been released first. It seems likely that the black version will be next, with the possibility of the blue version following it up, and maybe even a red one. If you have a preference, be sure to list it in the comments below, and let's make sure that Hasbro knows exactly what the community is hoping for next. Next, let's jump over to Tiger Force and Python Patrol. Lenny said they're not done with the Tiger Force and Python Patrol sublines. He said when the time is right, they'll introduce more figures from these lines. He added that it is possible that they'll add Tiger Force or Python Patrol figures to the mainline waves. In past interviews, both Emily and Lenny from the Hasbro team have clarified that even figures from sublines like Tiger Force and Python Patrol should eventually be introduced to the retro card line, if we ever get there. Lenny said the goal is to represent all ranks in the Python Patrol line. This is why repaints of the Trooper, Officer, and most other leaders will eventually be added to the line. Next up, let's stick to the sublines, and this time we're talking about Night Force. Lenny wanted to make a Quick Kick that's wearing shoes, and that was the inspiration behind the Night Force Quick Kick. Quick Kick has never been a member of Night Force before, so this is his debut with the team. Lenny said that Quick Kick's mask is supposed to be a Cobra mask that he took from a Cobra Ninja he defeated, and then he repainted the mask. He wanted Quick Kick to have a darker vibe, hence the colorway that he was given here. Tony said that Quick Kick's flip-down screen on his vest has a graphic for Fudgy Interactive, a callback to the animated series, in which Quick Kick was filming commercials for Fudgy bars. Let us know in the comments if you're planning to get the Night Force 2-pack of Quick Kick and Beachhead, and let us know which you prefer, the original Quick Kick or this revamped Night Force Quick Kick. I'm a big fan of Night Force, but for me, this one is a pass. We have more insight from the Hasbro team coming up in this episode, so keep watching. If you're enjoying this, hit the like button and make sure you're subscribed. Next, let's break down everything we know about what's coming next for G.I. Joe Classified. First, we'll start with the mainline wave. The latest wave is Snake Eyes version 4, Monkey Wrench, Battle Armor Cobra Commander, and Major Blood. Next up, we've got Sci-Fi, Night Viper, and 2 more figures. Over to the Legacy line. The first figure for 2025 is the Firefighter, and there's 1 more figure to come. It's an unannounced search and rescue figure, and we believe it's a medic. Over to the deluxe figures. There's the Law & Order 2-pack. That's already available. Then there's a mystery figure and pet set. Let us know in the comments what you're hoping this one will be. And there's another unannounced deluxe figure. Once again, drop your guesses in the comments below. A deluxe figure that I'm waiting for is Fast Draw, and it can feature some reuse from Metalhead. Let me know in the comments if Fast Draw is on your wish list. Then over to the retro card line. This year we'll wrap up with the last 2, the G.I. Joe Green Shirt Trooper and the Cobra Bat. Then over to the retail exclusives. For Target, there's the Mass Device Divers 2-pack. That famously sold out in about 30 minutes. And there's another unannounced 2-pack on the way this year. For Walmart, another exclusive that sold out, Crystal Ball. Then we're waiting for the Night Force 2-pack of Beachhead and Quick Kick, and another unannounced 2-pack. Let us know in the comments down below what you think this Walmart 2-pack might be. Do you think we're getting more Joes, more Cobras, some Cobra Law, or a mix of G.I. Joe versus Cobra? Whatever you're hoping for, we want to hear it. Sound off in the comments below. Over to the Hasbro Pulse exclusives. There's the Cobra Claw and Cobra Pilot, the Cobra Snake Armor, the Oz Striker and Crankcase, the MMS and Colonel Hawk, a Renegades 2-pack of Mercer and Sergeant Slaughter, a Slice and Dice 2-pack, and another Troop Builder set. Let us know what Troop Builders you're thinking this might be. Keep in mind, this is a Hasbro Pulse exclusive. Then next, we have new insight about G.I. Joe Haslabs. The G.I. Joe team has said that the USS Flag and Defiant have been ruled out for classified due to size. Hasbro's team has been very clear that they will never make the Flag, and that the Defiant is just too big. Tony said he thinks it's possible for them to go bigger than the Rattler. In speaking about how ridiculously large some Haslabs would be in the 6-inch scale, Lenny from the G.I. Joe team joked about making the Rolling Thunder, given how it would end up being as big as a kitchen table if it was made for classified. Lenny has long said that he'd love to make a Rolling Thunder, but it's always referred to as a Haslab that's just too big to make right now, which is why he feels safe with throwing around the name whenever people ask about his dream Haslab. This way he doesn't have to spoil any upcoming products. Next, over to the Thunder Machine. Lenny has said in interviews that the Thunder Machine is too small for a Haslab. This means if it joins the Classified series anytime soon, it will most likely be a standard retail release. Next, let's talk about the G.I. Joe Renegades 2-pack of Mercer and Sergeant Slaughter. Let's pull back the curtain on how we first learned about Mercer coming to G.I. Joe Classified. Our reporting process is built on accuracy and reliability. We do not rush to report rumors. Instead, we wait until we have a strong confirmation and enough details to ensure that what we share is credible at the time of filming. And as we all know, plans can and have changed before a figure is officially announced by Hasbro. And Hasbro's delayed and canceled figures along the way, so it's often best to just wait for as many details as possible before reporting anything. We first learned about Mercer joining Classified roughly 6 months ago, and since then, we put in the work to find out enough details to share this news with G.I. Joe fans around the world. Our timeline for Mercer's inclusion in the Classified series demonstrates this approach. Roughly 6 months ago, on September 28th, we first received word from a contact we trust that Mercer was coming to Classified. On November 5th, we learned Mercer was part of a 2-pack with the Warthog version of Sergeant Slaughter. Fast forward to January 2nd, 2025. We confirmed with our contact that the 2-pack was planned for later in the year with no vehicle included, and that it might be a convention exclusive. Then came February 8th. We confirmed that Mercer would be the classic 1987 version, with no attachment to Taurus or Red Dog. Then 4 days later, on February 12th, we officially broke the news on an episode of the Weekly Review that Mercer was coming to Classified as part of a 2-pack with Warthog Sergeant Slaughter, and that it might be a convention exclusive, but that's not yet confirmed. And then finally we come to March 6th, when a prototype image of Mercer's vest surfaced online. validating all of our reporting and allowing everyone else to catch up. We first learned about Mercer almost 6 months ago in September and didn't break the news until early February. We held off on sharing this until we had enough details and until we knew that Mercer was a sure thing. And after this, only a few more exclusives remain for the 2025 lineup. If you're excited about Mercer, sound off in the comments below. Let's find out how many fans of the Renegades there are. And if you're excited about this Sergeant Slaughter and Mercer 2-pack, how excited are you for the eventual debut of the other Renegades, Taurus and Red Dog? Let us know in the comments below. Next, let's talk about vehicles. Lenny from the G.I. Joe team recently shared some interesting insights about G.I. Joe Classified series vehicles and why size really matters for retail. This is something that collectors will want to pay attention to. Lenny said the focus was on motorcycles early on because they're so familiar to collectors, easy to display, and fit into most collections without taking up too much space. He also touched on how vital vehicles are to G.I. Joe as a whole. The Hasbro team sees them as a perfect opportunity to bring in new characters. However, he pointed out that not including iconic vehicles in the Classified line would be a missed opportunity. So the most popular vehicles should be on the table as options going forward. But there is one major question that collectors keep asking. Why does Hasbro insist on including a driver with every vehicle? The answer is likely obvious, but let's dive into this a little more. For bikes, it seems unnecessary. I think we can all agree on that, especially since adding a vehicle bumps up the price. Plus, collectors who buy multiple bikes often don't want extra drivers, since they'd rather feature other figures with their vehicles. So let's turn this over to you for a moment. What's your take on this? Do you think every vehicle needs a driver, or are there cases where Hasbro should skip that? This is your chance to voice your opinion. And there you have it. You've made it to the end of this episode, and we really appreciate that. Thumbs up down below. And we would love it even more if you take just 1 second of your time. Make sure that down below you are subscribed to the channel. We ask that you do, because that guarantees that we definitely get to see you back here again next time. Thanks for tuning into Viper Island, your one-stop shop for all things G.I. Joe. When there's relevant news, we'll be here to discuss all of it, together with you. Thanks for watching, thanks for supporting, have a great day, and yo Joe!